You ready?
In a world where Jimmy Preston says,
Nigga.
all right, he's not really saying that. That's Michael Cohen.
Damn, but it's so bad.
All right, we ready?
Is that Yoko fucking Ono? It's the Japanese girls you were.
It's
touring
my
around?
it's my new band. My new band, the Let's Goes.
So you'll help an up and coming Japan band make a tour around the country,
But not an American band.
but not an American band.
When they're like, "We're an American band," I'm like, not interested.
So they're not coming to our town?
Then they won't have
You ain't, no, you ain't partying down. You ain't going to nobody's town.
I'm actually quite surprised to hear that kind of.
What are you surprised to hear?
I'm getting
A hum?
a hum on the right. Is this making that hum?
Shouldn't be. It's muted, but...
Oh, but make sure that this thing, because there was last time this thing was touching something, and
Oh, was
it was
it?
just like.
Oh. Yeah, that may have
Oh,
been it then.
there it is.
Okay.
I
So that's
feel
the
it.
tape. You have to turn the tape down. Ah, there you go. Fucking hard hat, my man.
Fucking. Do I have time for a cigarette?
No, man.
If you... I mean...
No,
how fast
man.
can you smoke it?
I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that.
Let me get 2 puffs.
Has anyone
you
told
got
you
time.
it sounds like you have the case of the Mondays? Nah. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that. Fucking A, man.
Fucking A.
Fucking A, man.
Nigga.
He's gonna hate you for that.
Oh, whatever. Remember I used to do that with Nick all the time, and eventually you stop using it. I might even forget to fucking save it on the board. There's like a million things that I've meant to save on the board, and I haven't.
Nigga.
This won't be one of those.
Holy fuck, Rakins!
Forgot about that one.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Our contestant is Carlos. His friends call him Los. Los?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, man, I fucking forgot to do something today that I needed to do. Fucking dick
I'm so
shit.
happy I have you as my best friend, and I love Lisa so much.
Can we get this on so I can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
I look like? Just make sure the beard's...
You think anyone actually watches this show? Who gives a shit? Oh, are you gonna? How about getting our shows on? Have you checked into the rotation or anything at Austin Public?
No.
We said we were gonna talk about that. We also got to talk about not for the show, but that thing that's going on Saturday, right?
What's going on Saturday?
That the thing we're doing the door for.
Oh, yeah. We're not allowed to talk about that.
Not on the show.
Not on the show, but we do need to talk about that.
That's right.
Did you reply to Kelly?
I think so.
See if you did that. Do that right now. Say, yes, I'm in. It's up to Jan regarding whether to charge a late fee. Till we hear back from her, you can either drop off the rent check for normal fee, or you can just give us the late fee just in case. And no, fuck you, Betsy. Yeah. No, I did that. Jan, hope all's well and congratulations on a new job. As it is in your lease, there's a late fee.
Why do we need to send her
It's
pictures of what we
24
look like?
25th on the 4th, or $25 on the 4th, and $5 a day until rent is paid in full. Please include this with your payment.
What's that all about?
She wants a picture of us?
he's gonna smoke reefer on screen.
Oh, not trying to get implicated in anything.
I work with children, so yeah.
People would freak out about
They
that.
would. I'm not even like. I'm not a teacher. I'm the cook, but I'm qualified enough to go in and like help out in a room if they need me to, like sit with the kids or whatever. But I can under no circumstances change a diaper unless it's my own kid.
I mean, I wouldn't.
My daughter's there, but I mean, I'm not like it wouldn't gross me out. I would help somebody if they needed.
Oh, but
I
like.
would change a kid's diaper if it needed it.
Okay, but like rule-wise, you are not.
I'm allowed.
Oh.
But because we have a live feed in all the rooms, the changing tables are blocked out. You can't see them. But if the old director was like, I've had male teachers, and then parents would see them changing a kid, and they would freak out.
Yeah.
Weird.
Who's this weird person touching my child? Oh, here we go.
Hey now.
Yeah, man. Uh-huh.
Ready when y'all are.
Welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit. I am Clive on your afternoon drive from 3 to 5. We're about to kick it over to the boys at Emergency Exit. That's right. Of course, with me as always is Joe. Jiggle Yo Titties Preston. Joe Preston. He is the brother of Jimmy, who's about to be on next. How's it going, Joe? He's been joining us all afternoon.
Pretty good.
That's a weird sound that comes out of your mouth.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Let me ask you, are you from Russia?
No.
You're not?
From Iowa. What happened? What's the matter? Thought this was
Like I said, this is Clive
well-oiled
on your
machine.
afternoon drive from 3 to 5.
Yes. I'm Joe Preston.
I'm Joe Preston here with Los. I'm actually Clive on your afternoon drive from
3 to 5.
2 to 3. That's right. All right, let's play this game. Hey, y'all, welcome to the program. All right, let's turn that off. I'm gonna see how long you guys are gonna go.
How do you say if I can change?
And you can change. Everybody can change.
I know English people that aren't supposed to be here, but I don't complain about them.
Talking about the
There's a slight
Irish.
difference between molestation and like vigorous bestiality rape.
It's not molestation.
I had an old buddy of mine that said, if you don't look down, it's not gay.
If you don't look down, it's not gay. I'll
Old
tell you
buddy.
what, you can have sex with the same dude. I mean, girl, you just
Anybody you want.
Mom, you are a horrible human being.
Where's our koozies?
You know what? Why don't you die from breast cancer or something?
Oh, I know. I think they're in that drawer under the espresso machine.
Exit might not be the quickest or safest.
Yo! That's right. Now it's the time to open your mind.
Open it up.
In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find? This is Emergency Exit.
Welcome.
This is episode 103, and today is March the 4th, 2019. We are broadcasting to you again from our floating tin can, far above the world. That was pretty cool. I am Los. Follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Also, check out American Mustache Leatherworks on YouTube.
Say shameless plug.
Joining me as always is Jimmy, Orange Man Bad, Preston.
Orange Man bad.
Orange Man's bad. We don't like him.
He's the worst in the world. You know what? I asked Melania, did I ever talk to Russian? She said, no, Donald.
I did not, Donald.
You don't.
You're so silly, Donald.
All right. Hey, Jimmy Preston.
Jimmy Preston's here.
Follow me on Twitter at Jimmy Preston. I'm at Jimmy Preston on Instagram. Follow me on everything. Also, go to Big Jim's Pick in Paradise on eBay. buy lots of stuff.
Big Jones.
I had another goof today. I sold something that I'd already sold. I do that a lot. I just like relist things.
Just keep relisting. Doesn't it cost you 20 cents to relist? Nothing?
Yeah, you know what it also cost me?
Well, let's not forget
Customer
one last
service
intro.
points.
Well, we got two intros.
Yeah.
We've got streaming us live to the world, working so hard for that money. Speaking of hard, we've got
right here.
Mr. Hard Hat.
How y'all doing?
Hey, buddy.
I see y'all out there.
He's right
Just
here.
floating right in between y'all. How y'all doing?
Good to see you. Buddy.
It's nice view from up here.
Good to see you again.
Beard's looking nice and full, brother.
Thank you, sir.
There's one. Who needs a?
I need one.
Oh, there's one there. Okay, so and we have Darren. Darren's here back again. He talked a little bit with us when we were talking about the Smollett case.
You were smart. You didn't set up a microphone for him this time.
This time I don't want him to talk much.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know why we don't have a mic set up for him.
We forgot.
Don't worry. He's not going to talk much, but we can swing over the microphone if we have anything. Your microphone. Anyways, what are we doing today? We've got Darren here. We're going to do a Brew World Order. We've got Michael Cohen speaking to Congress. We've got Shitty Modern Art. We've got Alexandria Ocasio-Chavez and Momo. All of this today on Emergency Exit. But first, let's do the Brew World Order.
It's the Brew World Order.
All right. What do we have here today? We've got Bravery Red IPA from Friends and Allies, brewing in ATX. What's ATX?
Is that a play on
that Texas,
very, like it's Bravery?
Bravery?
Oh no, Bravery.
Oh no, it's Bravery. Bravery. All right, this is stupid. Topical fruit melons, pine. And Jimmy is going to read the government warning on the can in his most sultry, sexy voice.
Is that all we have? There's no...
That's all you have
nothing
there.
Sexier than this.
So read the side of the can.
Government warning. 1. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. 2. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Let's give it a try.
That was
Shall
great.
we crack it?
Let's crack it open. Read us the ABV on this while we take a sip.
That ABV, you're going to taste it because it is 6.8% alcoholic by volume. It's a strong one, fellas.
Wow, it's stouty. It's got this like porter taste to it, a Brew World Porter taste to it.
All I taste is pine.
Pine definitely is prevalent in this situation here. Wow. All right, no ABV, no IBU on this. So, Darren, thanks for bringing this. What's your number for this? At a scale of 1 to 5, that's right. What are you going to rate this? He's going in between. 3.2. That is on the low end.
What is our scale? What are we out of? 10?
1 out of 5. That's right.
1 out of 5. That's right.
That's right. That's the most important part. It's the that's right. Brandon, what do you think?
Oh, let me give one more sip here. I don't know, man. I'm not crazy impressed by it, but it's not terrible for it to be a 6.8. Definitely not as strong. I'm gonna give it a 3. Even 4.
Even 4. Even Steven 4. You like the taste of it and everything?
It's not bad. Yeah, it is very portery, and it's not crazy hoppy.
Oh,
Is it
he's switching it to 3-5.
Changing the score. Changing the score.
All right, James, what do you got?
All right, so I hate IPAs.
So does Nick.
I picked it. You know, you had two choices. I picked this one. I thought the red was going to be a red tide that might sweep my tonsils and taste buds away to some sultry conservative land where I could live amongst the
Hot
one
people.
percenters and then just like start loving walls more.
Just hugging walls and shit.
But no,
I
I don't like this. I don't even know what pine tastes like, but I can't stop tasting it. Okay?
Tastes like you're chewing on the end of a bat.
Just the suggestion that there is some tree added to this beer mix. I don't understand why this is even in the mix. So I give it a 2.7.
Whoa, that is low. But you were generous enough to give it a 2. We've had beers that got rated 0 before.
I mean,
so it's still better than 0?
do you want me to amend it to 0.7?
It's up to you,
No,
man.
I listen. I'm gonna give it a 2.7 because they tried. It's an attractive looking can. I'm going for the whole thing. They've got the Alamo on there, bravery. They've somehow weaved tropical fruit and melons into something that is palatable. It's just an IPA, so it was handicapped from the beginning, and then just the suggestion of pine. Like I said, I don't like to eat pine.
Okay, not bad. Well, let me tell you one thing. When I think of bravery,
That was a pine burp. Sorry to interrupt. I just
That
burped
was piney?
pine. I just burped like an Alabama pine forest.
well, I will say that when I think of bravery, I think of tropical fruit, melons, and pine all the time. Not wallet leather and tobacco, because that would not taste like bravery to me. Therefore, and you know what? I thought this was red, and it's going to be more malty than it is hoppy, and which by the IBU, the International Bitter Units, it's at a 0, which means that this is all malty. It's all malt, which I liked. It's really good. It's got a porter taste, which I'm not a big fan of, but it really goes by quickly. It's not a big deal. It's got the Alamo, so it's pandering. It's pandering more than Elizabeth Warren on Instagram. And I think by that I'm going to give this
for
This is
Native
my-
American rights.
This is my husband. Hi, honey.
Hi, Steve.
You want a beer? I'm going to have a beer. And this beer was bravery, and I'm giving it a 3.9. It is not up there very high, but that is the Brew World. Ha 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 ha. Oh, it's sort of like a Native American.
Do you understand that the lowest people in this country can't even pay their bills because of the Republicans?
We gotta watch out for those Republicans, guys. That's more of my Alexandria. You guys, you gotta know, you guys are all gonna be dead in 20 years.
And you know what? Listen, she's pretty. Like, if you didn't know that
If you think Momo's pretty, then yes.
If you were just walking down the street and you saw her walking down the street towards you in her power business suit, would you be like, that is a powerful woman, and she's attractive? And I'd like to get to know her better because I bet she's smart.
I would just like to talk to her, but if it was just by looks, I'd be like, whatever, stuck up E-word, I'm done.
Yeah,
You don't deserve me unless you give me a little of your time. I'll give you some of mine if you give me some of yours.
So
It's called
this
a
is what I'm
little
gonna
give
do.
and take.
I'm gonna bridge the
Give me
gap.
some of yours, I give you some of mine. That's called give and take.
Do you think you can make her a special wallet or an attaché thing?
An attaché
And then-
for sure.
Yeah, and then I will send
What's
it
an
to her.
attaché?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I think that's something that women use, and then we'll send it to Ocasio Carosa.
Yep,
What's
Corona.
her name? AOC.
Alexandria Momo Cortez.
Momo Cortez. And we'll send it to her, and then we'll bridge the gap. And then she'll want to get to know you as a person, and then you'll be
Totes.
like, oh. And then she'll send you maybe where she's from the Bronx. So what's from the Bronx? So
She's not from the Bronx.
She's gonna send you a case of knockoff Rolexes and be like, hey, thank you so much. and you're like, oh, look, it's a
I would take those
peace
little. I
offering.
would take those Rolex timepieces and take the wristbands off
Right.
and make them out of leather.
Just like your calculator watch that is on the Etsy store. Am I right?
On the Etsy store, check it out, American Mustache.
Go
Leather,
buy
that's
yourself
right.
a Casio watch.
A Casio Cortez. Get yourself
Casio
an Alexandria Casio calculator watch. That's right. What are we talking about today, boys? We are going to talk. Let's go ahead and hop right into the news. Where we've got some Michael Cohen. But first, I want to do this. This. Should we save the modern art, the art for first or last? Or
Let's get it out of the way.
All right, let's do this.
I think everything else has a theme.
We got the news with Nick and Jim.
This is just you mad. We got the and Jimmy.
We coming at you, coming with the light.
Don't forget Jimmy.
We got the news. We've got the news. With Jimmy. We've got the news. We've got the news. Yeah. We've got the news with Nick and
Jimmy.
And Brandon,
Hey, I'm over
Darren's here. That's fucking right. That's right. We are here. So I want to throw on this little clip here. This is from CBS in New York.
Okay.
And at quick glance, we're going to talk about this girl, this pretty little girl called Lola June. She's a Lola June, and she's unlike any other 2-year-old.
How old? 2 years old.
And she's unlike any other 2-year-old you ever met. She is an amazing, world-renowned painter.
Okay.
She's known all over the world and in New York.
I've never heard of her.
Well, she's a pint-sized Picasso, and you're about to. And that's what this show's all about. This show's about opening up the door to new shit. Now, I'm about to show you the most amazing baby painter you've ever fucking seen in your life. She's selling her paintings for thousands of dollars while you fucking work 40 hours a week. This is the future of America right here. Let's check out this little baby Lola. Working 40 hours a week while she fucking paints.
Okay. Take it down.
What did you think about 15% off there, Squirrely Dan?
We got a freaking commercial.
Got a pint-sized painter. Hit that, icon that turns the
I'm
volume.
paralyzed right now.
Indoors, playing with friends.
She's an adorable little girl,
A quick
though.
glance from pandas covering her little piggies to pigtails, and Lola June seems similar to any other 2-year-old.
Except.
But some might argue she's strokes ahead of most toddlers. These chubby little paint-stained hands pulling pastels tell part of her story. She's an artist with her own exhibition titled Hope.
Yeah. She's very talented. Or maybe I should not use the word talented. She's like beautiful spirit.
Stop real quick.
Hi to Miss Monet.
I did not
Okay,
want to
hold on,
tell you.
hold on,
She's
hold
got the
on,
very
hold
big
on,
spirit.
hold
She's
on.
not talented, but
Yeah.
she's got the big spirit.
She's very talented.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe I should not say talented because I will insult the entire artistic community that we have a baby just fucking around with paints and
Many
shit.
many times we have artists come in, we say it's very brilliant. But no, this one, it's not that good.
I mean, like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Through-
Her parents pay lots of money to put it up, and I say it's okay.
Wait, through...
Did he get Mexican there? He got really Mexican.
Through
there.
the eyes of a child, only then can we see our true selves. And let me say that there is probably something, if we were to stare at this work that she is pumping out, like little poops in her diaper, and I'm sure she's got, I mean, this is obviously this child. Let's do the backstory. This is what we're all about. Getting to the truth.
We can do her backstory. It's only 2 years.
Who are her parents? No, I mean, who are her parents? That's where I want to go to that. So let's go at least a little bit
Let's
before
play more of that
conception.
video.
Let's see. Because I guarantee they own a studio.
Lola June's very first piece, this one right here, he was surprised.
If I will see the same artwork and I didn't know who's the artist, if I will see it at the MoMA or like any museum, I'll stop by and pay respect for that. So,
Better go see
More than
artist.
30 of her works adorn the walls of Chashama, Space for Artists in Union Square.
Must be a
Founder
slow month
Anita
for
Durst
Chashama.
tells me her nonprofit gets hundreds of applications every day from artists hoping to showcase their
at that.
talents.
Lola's work,
It's brilliant
color
art, dude.
and
Hold on.
vibrancy, and the idea that she's a 2-year-old really attracted us.
Is this the youngest artist that you have ever put in one of your spaces?
Absolutely.
That actually looked kind of
About
cool.
a third of the artwork
That
has
part
already
did,
been
right?
sold, and the inquiries keep coming in.
Prices range from $400 to $2,400, with the exception of this one. Remember her very first
Sorry
work of
about
art?
that, guys.
So
Price tag
okay,
$20.
All right, stop her.
Pause this for a second. So like this is I get it why you chose this. This is kind of a slap in the face to artists. Now,
Okay.
let's talk about the consumer, because what is it that allows? I mean, there could be the most beautiful paintings on the wall by adult-aged artists that have been studying the stuff for 20, 30 years. And it'll be on the wall, the same price range, and they won't buy it. Why is it that people will just like flock to that gallery, and they're probably buying $400 to $2,400 pieces from a 2-year-old? What is it? What is it? What is it that's making?
I
them
will say
do that?
this right now. I don't think anyone's actually buying her work. You can say that it goes for that, but it doesn't mean that you're selling it. And I'm sure once people see the art, they go, you know what? You know what kind of art sells? Art that when people look at it, go, I know I definitely can't do that. That's what art I like. If I look at a drawing of something that looks like it's fucking 3D, you better believe I'm like, oh man, I know I can probably do that with the amount of practice. So after that, when it's like, oh, I can do it, you start appreciating the hours that go into it or the actual process that goes into it. Other than that, you know, that kid's just smearing her hands with paint and then, you know, walking on this basically and selling it. I don't think she cares.
Also, the kid's 2 years old. There's no way that
This
child...
is all her fault. Nothing to do with the parents, by the way.
No. Because there's no way that child ever articulated...
Said, I want to
like,
have an art show.
I would like to, you know, Mom, you know, in between this pureed butternut squash...
I guarantee you, it's Mr. fucking Russian French boy that said I saw the art, and I said that well, maybe I can have a show and people will pay me for her because she's 2 years fucking old.
No, that French guy was like an art patron, I think.
Oh, he didn't own the gallery.
I think he was
whatever
just
it's called.
Some guy, because he was
Shamana.
He was just talking about.
I would pay upwards to $20 for each painting.
I mean, I gotta tell you, if I saw it and was like, oh, this guy is blind that's painted this picture.
You would think it was a male,
and then or woman, and then if somebody was like, oh no, that was painted by my 2-year-old. I don't know what I'd be like. How dare you represent this as art?
How dare you represent this as art, or as Tommy would say,
How dare you talk to me like that?
That's right. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Let's go to the Momo challenge here. Have you guys heard of this Momo challenge? I'm going to share this stream to Facebook because we need some more watchers here live. So
I forgot to do that.
Let's get your friends to...
Did we get a phone call earlier, Hard Hat?
Negative. Spam caller.
Spam caller.
Gotta put him on. Was it an actual person or was it a spammer?
It was a bot.
Oh, bot. Yeah. Next time it happens and it's an actual person, we're fucking with them for sure. Fucking with them.
I may or may not do that with people that call me.
How the fuck did they get our number in the first place?
Well, I think that was me.
Your actual
number.
phone.
Yeah,
Okay,
my actual. I mean, yeah, I have no way of telling. They may have been calling that. I don't know.
Okay, so this Momo challenge, so it originated in something called creepy pasta, from what I understand, and it's just this creepy looking face.
Creepy pasta.
Creepy pasta, and it's this Tim Burton looking face. You remember that scene in Beetlejuice where he stretches out his nose and puts his hand through his fucking mouth and makes the rooster head kind of thing? It sort of looks like the first part where he stretches out his face, but it's a woman. It's got this V-shaped smile that goes ear to ear, giant bulging. It's very Tim Burton-esque. Stringy hair, looks like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez a bit. Yeah, look at that, dude. It totally looks like her saying, "We need fucking to restructure every single building in America to be green."
Yeah,
that's what.
It's
you know what? That's actually more scary than this face.
Listen, it's a negotiation. Okay, and
it's a very difficult negotiation.
I love how all like everybody's like freaking the freak out because she like drove an SUV from the Capitol to like the airport or something. And everybody's like, "Oh, you proposed the Green New Deal, but you're gonna drive an SUV, gas guzzling, and I bet you probably used the air conditioning on the way there."
Well, they have a subway, right?
It was a warm day. Why didn't you take the
Well, we're going to get into that.
subway?
I'm actually going to talk about that's more of what my my stuff is going to be about.
The sad truth that you guys are walking,
I actually have numbers of what she's using, not just one time going and using a Suburban. They took a picture of me one time in a Suburban.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you know what? Maybe we should start manufacturing more green Suburbans. If
You're talking about we should manufacture more green cars, maybe some more Teslas, like they don't exist already? Why does she drive one of those already?
They are talking.
Toyotas have had fucking Priuses forever.
Ford, Chevy, and Dodge are starting to phase out all the small
All right, fuck this
car
Momo
divisions.
challenge. Get to that next post here, because we're already on Momo, so I'm already dubbing a Momo C, which is what we have here. Look at the face; it looks just like her.
Can you do a side by side? You can't do a side.
Can we do a side by side?
No, because he doesn't.
He'll make that. That's gonna be great.
He doesn't have the skills to do that.
He doesn't have this. I agree with you. We'll see.
I doubt he can do it. Or he's just.
Oh, he's totally gonna make this happen.
Just gonna Google. Yeah.
And then you get that picture of her that's like, like just search for pictures that look as close to the. Oh my God, look at that. We're going to restructure every single building in America. It's going to cost $1 million, billion, trillion, filling. And like you guys don't even know, like we're going to die anyways in like 20 years anyway, because I don't even know. Because here's the problem with this whole climate change bullshit. The scientists, I believe them. We're causing climate change. But you know what none of them agree on? That if we all stop using carbon emissions, what's going to happen?
Scroll to the right on that one. Yeah. There you go. You can do it. You can scroll a little more.
No one knows what's actually going to happen if we're able to stop this or not.
Right.
We don't know if stopping all the carbon emissions is going to stop global climate change from happening. Look at those pictures. That is Alex. Look at them. It's made after the same image, dude. I swear to you. I'm telling you, it's the same shit.
Stupid.
So, anyways, you were mentioning how there are people on the right. It's definitely not people on the left that are taking pictures of her, or at least getting pictures, buying pictures, or taking the pictures.
Of who?
At the very least.
Of who?
Of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez instead of going to the subway, which is really close, and going a couple blocks, she'll take a suburban convoy to the Capitol, wherever she needs to work, which is literally 2 blocks away, when she can take the subway, which might take a little longer, but it's greener, and it's like, she can be a person of the people.
Dude, if you're a congressperson, did you hear
what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Was that you?
It was like pressure releasing from
that
my
was.
bowels.
You know what that
Someone's
was?
got some air
that was
leaking out.
the right inside of you, the right winger inside of you, going, "Please let me out. Close is right. Please help me."
If you're a congressperson, are you going to take public transportation with the little people?
No, I will not.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you why.
You're gonna take
I'm not advocating for a fucking Green New Deal that gets rid of fucking all carbon emitting vehicles, for Christ's fucking sake. What a hypocrite.
Not
taking
by,
private fucking jets to places,
not
to
by
global warming
not
meetings
by
and
2020. Not by 2020.
Why? What's going to happen in 12 years if we don't change it? We're all going to die, because this is like,
we saw that
this
kid,
is like our
kid,
World War II guys.
That kid that was outside of what's her name's office. She said that the world's going to die in 12 years.
No, that's what she's parroting. Whoever fucking told her that, and that happens to be AOC.
Are you equating? Okay, so I'm seeing a theme. 2-year-old artist.
I hate kids.
7-year-old
fucking hate
activist. They're just a product of their.
Think of me as Wayne from fucking Letterkenny.
Eating parents.
Kids are cool. I don't care much for your kid.
But you'd like a Trump child. Like if there was a Trump youth organization to raise our children.
Oh, can you find that video of those kids trick or treating, and one was Trump and Hillary? just while you talk about
Would
this.
Would you do that? Would you be behind a Trump youth organization to start to raise our children in the right way?
Yeah, it's called the Young Hitler Association. I'm fucking part of that. I'm the club master of that. No, I'd be totally down for that. Yeah. Listen to this. This is great. Children being awesome children. Play it from the beginning when you get the chance there. Right. This is a great clip here. This is from, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's hilarious.
Are you Donald Trump?
Yes, I am. You know. And I'm Hillary Clinton. Shut up. Anyway, we want this bag of candy so huge to the rim.
Huge.
Are you Donald
That's it.
Trump?
It's a quick one. It's a Vine. A Vine.
And I'm Hillary Clinton.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm Hillary Clinton.
That's what we're
Shut
teaching
up.
the children, how to treat women.
Oh, please. Those are
With
fucking
respect.
those are two girls doing that.
That's a boy dressed as Donald Trump.
That is a fat, chubby little girl, dude. and
Girls
you just
do
got
not dress up as men.
Jesus Christ. Oh, they shouldn't, right?
They
You're right. They shouldn't, man. And you know what? Fucking, we hate
right.
we hate Muslims and we hate women and gays and yeah, didn't tell you what, man. Hate them clears. Is that
Listen, this is what has paralyzed me. I spilled a drop of beer, and I just can't go on until it's cleaned up. I'm sorry.
This is what the elites do. They tell us we're bad. They demand change, but don't practice what they preach. If they really cared, which they don't you think they take the subway?
Are you talking about the owner of the Patriots that got caught in a sting trying to get a hooker at a massage parlor?
It's a good
I think
thing
you're
that
referring to Robert Kraft.
Yeah, Mr. Kraft. And let me ask you about prostitution, by the way. Do you think it's immoral?
Let me tell you this.
Do you think it's bad that someone goes and pays for loving?
I think that if it's consensual, it should be legal.
Absolutely.
And it should be regulated.
So you're for Robert Kraft then?
I am. Well,
hold up. Take it easy.
I'll tell you this. If you want to change the law, you got to go to City Hall and you got to fight the man and you got to change the law. So put your money not in some possibly illegally smuggled into this country part of some sort of sex trade
poetry for a second.
organization.
You're doing great.
And dropping the money into the perpetrator of the crime's hand. And instead put your money where your mouth is or where it wants to be and get the law changed and get prostitution legalized, then go to your rub and tug all you want. But
So what did he do that was wrong then?
He broke the law.
So you do that every day.
He solicited
I do that every day.
Sex. He solicited sex from a massage worker.
So that I know it's legal, but that
he paid money.
Was that like
for
smoking?
sex.
Was that like smoking pot in a state that?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then that's not even on him, dude. That's
on somebody else.
And
But
that's
he's-
why we need it
but
to be
he
legalized.
is part of the problem.
Absolutely, good
So
point.
If we're trying to eliminate human trafficking, if we're trying to eliminate people being forced into sex work, which I believe we are because we think that all people should be free and not enslaved, then we should not be paying into these types of events.
This is why I'm all for women
you were trying to say,
having guns.
You were trying to equate smoking weed with having or paying for illegal sex. You can't
Sure.
because there's plenty of people that do that on their own free will, and they're not. I don't believe that there's huge farms where there's people that are enslaved.
Do you think that the weed that grows wants to be smoked?
Much like the once bountiful cotton farms.
You think Mary Jane likes to be lit on fire?
Of Texas that was once Tejas when we're just celebrating the independence of Texas, but only was independence declared after Mexico declared slavery illegal, and so Texas became a republic after slavery was
All right, fucking
abolished.
Grandpa Jimmy, are you done with your story? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean about that.
And then after the Civil War was over, it took 2 years
Back
for
in
the
my
Union
day.
troops to come down here. Actually, not the Union troops at that point, the United States Army to come down to Texas to force the state to actually tell their slaves that
he
they were
making
free.
sense to you?
Yeah, that's why we have a holiday called Juneteenth.
Okay. Oh, June, what teenth? 11th?
We don't know.
13th?
It
Oh,
was-
because it's something.
It was somewhere in the teens.
I have no idea why you got into that. I was talking about
I'm talking about slavery
A
and why it's
Momo
bad.
C. I'm going to try to make that a thing, guys, so please try to spread it around, AMOMOC.
Nobody's going to do that. Hashtag AMOMOC.
Hashtag AMOMOC. So she does call people immoral while she does this whole... matter of fact, go down to the next...
But
down to the next link here where we... this is the New York Post putting up all this stuff. And the New York Post is not exactly the rightest-leaning fucking publication. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite.
You're the opposite.
And so when they polled all this stuff, you see that what she's doing here, I mean, she's using car services that are totaling over $23,000 between May 16th, 2017 to December 31st. Her campaign once booked 26 car services. She's talking about how we need, you're bad, you're immoral for using carbon emissions. While meanwhile, I'm not stopping. Matter of fact, I'm actually using more than I've ever used in my whole life because I want you to stop it. That's what elites do. This is a fucking socialist thing where the elites are going to say, we need to stop all this. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are going to still be using it. No. Find this video of Maduro going to the Salt Bay, and he's in a fucking... His people are eating dog, and he's over there fucking sprinkling salt over his goddamn fucking elbow onto some fucking prime rib, cut by some weirdo that's humping meat.
So AOC tweeted earlier today, she said, I need to admit something to y'all.
Oh.
Frankly, I don't know how my environmental reputation can recover. Today...
Oh, she's being facetious.
I wrote in a book made out of paper.
Oh, she's so fucking clever.
Apparently, using present technology means I can't fight for new jobs, investing in infrastructure, and renewable energy.
Yeah, pop that on. Look at this. His people are dying and eating dogs, and he's over here in Turkey enjoying this guy humping meat. That actually looks like delicious fucking meat there. It looks like lamb.
What's happening?
This is Nicolas Maduro. Look, his people are dying and eating...
Who's Nicolas Maduro?
He's the president of Venezuela, bro. Look at...
No, he's not anymore.
No, he is.
It's the new guy.
No, Guaido is the recognized interim president that we've
propped up.
And I'm not all happy about hearing that myself, but obviously something needs to change there. I don't think U.S. should be involved in any of that stuff.
No,
and I
thought that was why you guys voted in this guy, because we were going to just worry about ourselves and not build nations elsewhere.
When people are dying, maybe we should step in and do something. And eating dogs.
We're not the policemen of the world. It's not our fault. We're not the ambulance chasers of the world. I mean, no, maybe we are.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States is here.
That's right.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for joining us today.
I had 2 hours at CPAC, but I thought, you know what? Let's just keep it going. How about another 2 hours?
Can we listen to a few of your clips from CPAC?
Can we let's review and listen to some of my greatest hits?
Let's listen to some of your greatest clips on CPAC this year, 2019.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. Russia, please, if you can, get us Hillary Clinton's emails. Please, Russia, please. He asked Russia to go get the emails. We're going to look into his finance. I said, where did that come from? He always talked about Russia. The Attorney General says, I'm going to recuse myself. And I said, why the hell didn't he tell me that before I put him in? Russia, 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 Russia. My wife said, you never spoke to anybody from Russia, darling. I said, that's right. President Trump is waiting for the Mueller report. He's bad. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. But you know what I like about this? Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together.
He was hugging the flag. Oh. All right, that's good enough. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you for joining us. I got to ask you a couple questions. So what do you think about AMOMOC? That's what I'm calling her, because she looks like Momo.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, your voice sounds weird, but go ahead. You have a cold or something?
AOC is a lot like my nemesis, Pelosi.
She's a fresh new face of the Democratic Party. So fresh.
She's a pretty lady.
As my good boy Ben Shapiro would say.
So
fresh, so
too smart for her own good. But I like her. She's from New York. She's scrappy. She looks like she'd like to get choked a little bit.
Damn, Donald. I didn't know you talk like that. So Well, I mean, I do know you talk like that because you're a boss, by the way.
It's locker room talk, no big deal.
Yeah, because we're all dudes here. That's how we talk when we're by. I talk about grabbing her by the pussy and shit. People still bring that shit up about you. Like, come on, you know you were talking about people that were consenting to hang out with you and probably would let you grab them by the pussy, right?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a pussy.
By the toe, yeah,
By
dude,
the toe.
absolutely, Donald.
It's fun. I'm just having fun, when you're in front of like a crowd of like 5 million people in an arena, and you just want to like have fun and be sarcastic. You say whatever.
Do you think who you think you're going to be going up against for the presidency in 2020? One more year. Who's going up against you, Donald? I mean, Mr. President. Excuse me. I'm being so disrespectful, Mr. President.
Call me Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trump, President. Who's going up against you, and who do you fear the most?
I fear the lesbians.
Dude, there's something to be said about them.
A lot of lesbians. You give
Who's
me
a lesbian in the Democratic Party?
I think Bernie.
Bernie's a lesbian.
Bernie.
She's definitely definitely into chicks, I think.
That ex-governor of California, I believe.
Who?
Milinchik.
I don't know who you're talking about. Milinchik? Who are you talking about?
I came to this interview unprepared.
Let's talk about the wall some more. So, are you happy about the progress of the wall?
The wall that's done.
Well, it's not quite done, right?
We finished
You're
the
telling
wall.
me it's done?
You're talking about the one that we're gonna finish just by putting some brush strokes. We're gonna paint the trim. The wall is nearly completed.
Speaking of brush strokes, did you hear about this 2-year-old that's selling paintings for fucking $2,300?
Bought $2.5 million worth of her paintings.
You're the one that's responsible for this.
I've got them hanging in Mar-a-Lago. On each hole, we have a special of the Trump golf course. We have a special viewing area of every single one of her paintings. We bought them all.
Well,
she's amazing.
What are they hung up next to the one that you paid for $61,000 that Cohen was talking about?
Her parents gave us $60 million for the inaugural committee. I pocketed that.
Now you're getting into Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen actually happens to be here. Thank you, Donald Trump, for being here. Here's Michael Cohen here. He's with us. Michael Cohen. So you were in front of Congress, and you said some crazy stuff. Can we play any of that? Let's play a couple clips of you, and then you can respond.
Saying, okay, good. Let me know. What struck me as I looked back and thought about the exchange between Don Jr. and his father was first, that Mr. Trump had frequently told me and others that his son Don Jr. had the worst judgment of anyone in the world. And also that Don Jr. would never set up any meeting of significance alone, and certainly not without checking with his father.
Well, thank you there. That's a great clip. So welcome, Michael Cohen. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So you were telling us that Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, bigoted. So you have any proof of that? Donald Trump.
I worked for Donald Trump for over 10 years.
I understand that.
I also was tasked with babysitting Don Jr. every Friday and Saturday when Mr. Trump would go and bang his Playboy whores.
So, and you paid them off, right?
Not only would I have to change Donald Jr.'s underpants multiple times through the night because he would pee his pants, but I would have to pay.
Well, don't you have some money coming from Stormy Daniels because she lost that lawsuit against y'all, and now she's got to pay you? That must be fucked up for her because she had to have sex with that orange guy that we all hate, and now she's got to pay him to have sex with that guy. That's fucked up, dude.
Stormy Daniels.
Stephanie Clifford.
Otherwise known as Stephanie Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen.
Was a thorn in my side because she would always call.
Always.
After an encounter with Mr. Trump.
She would call you?
She would call and ask why the burning in her private areas was so significant and what she could do to get in touch with his personal doctor to get his medical records to know why.
So you're telling me Trump
it
didn't
felt
disclose
like she
his
was
syphilis?
burning from the inside out.
So Trump didn't disclose her
Almost
his
as if
syphilis.
she had sex with the second coming of the devil himself. And it was a sulfur burning her insides, and she was afraid that she was never going to have the ability to have child.
To be with child. All right, thank you, Michael Cohen. You are a terrible fucker liar. I don't believe a word you said. I do sort of believe
Donald
that
Trump
self-portrait
is
thing.
a racist, a con man.
Yes. And so let me ask you a question since you're here in front of Congress. So last time you were here, you lied to us, all right?
I did. I lied.
Thank you very much. I yield my time to the congressman. That's all. That's the whole thing, too, pretty much.
But listen, that
was 8 hours of that.
That was like 9 hours of that
It
from
was
the
straight up.
Republican. They were like, "But you lied before, right?" And he's like,
I'll yield my time to the congressman.
So, but with that logic, okay,
Right,
if
okay.
you're a logician,
I am a
and you're-
logician
and-
magician.
and somebody's like, "Hey, subject A," well, let's say subject B in this matter because subject A is Trump, right?
No, he's individual one.
Individual one. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So subject A lied once. Does that mean that
No, he
everything
just got
out of
caught once.
everything out of their mouth is a lie going forward?
No.
So it's a false premise. Okay, because
No, but we know that already, though.
But if it was a true premise, we would not be able to believe a goddamn word that our president says.
Can I ask
Am
you a
I
quick
right?
question?
Because how many times has he lied to us?
Let me ask you a question here. We got a question here. Bad people still work for bad people, says Tony. They sure do. Bad people still work for bad people. That's a good point, which means Cohen is still a bad person who's working for a bad person.
Hey, and listen,
who is Trump? Individual one.
He was
who's
a
not
lawyer.
a great person.
I mean,
great businessman. But
if you're
bad
in New
person.
York and like there was probably a lot of people that were like, "Is he really like working for him?" And been working for him for years.
Why don't you
that
ask
were
him why
like,
he's worked for him?
Why is he running for? Why is he running? This is
president?
a bad idea. I've been doing a lot of shady crap for him for the past couple years. Him
I
running
guarantee
for
you-
president, like you don't think like the guy that what's his name, the head CFO
For Trump
for
Foundation?
Trump that's now implicated. He's going to be subpoenaed. He's going to have to testify in front of Congress now.
Okay.
This is the guy. Like if you thought Cohen buried the bodies, this is the guy that did the numbers on how much it costs to bury the
Let
bodies.
me ask you a question. So, what are they doing this all for? Is this to find out if Trump colluded with the Russians?
No, I think this is we're just shooting. Well, I just said we, but what I'm seeing
No,
happen. I said we. I mean, I'm
You are
rooting,
part of them.
I'm rooting.
That's your team. That's your home team. I
I'm
feel ya.
rooting for. This is what I want. I don't want Trump to be impeached, and I think it's a mistake to impeach Trump.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. He's not going to get reelected in the current state that we're in, and with the what I predict, we're going to start seeing some sealed indictments that are going to, and I'm sure anything that Cohen said, there is hard proof evidence in Mueller's office for it. So I'm pretty damn sure that what he implicated Trump in this testimony just on Wednesday, which was the public testimony, we don't know what he said on Tuesday. All the Republicans walked out, so they haven't talked about it. All the Republicans walked out of the Thursday testimony, this closed testimony. That one was on Russia.
Do you think all the Republicans love Trump so much that they're
I
like,
think they are.
You know that a lot of them don't like him.
I know, but they're
still on his side for
No,
this.
no. You know what they're scared of? They're scared of his fanatical base. They have to support Trump because if they don't support Trump, some other crazy loon like the guy that I wish I would have sent you that clip. The guy that was like, I know Mr. Trump, and I just want you to know I've
This
got
is
a
a black
person
woman right
I have
here.
a black person that has worked for him for several years, and she's standing right by. I'm not going to let her talk. No, don't you talk. Don't you talk.
Hey, shut your goddamn mouth, nigger.
So he brings her out.
I almost used the clip.
And then you know, he gets accused of being racist. That is the most racist. Like, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. I mean, that is like, you don't know it's racist, but that is racist.
No,
just because you have a black friend.
See, this
who
is
probably
why
doesn't
the world
you,
is so divided right now. Because somebody has a black friend, you're like, well, just because you have one black friend, what am I supposed to have? Like, every single friend is supposed to be black?
No.
By definition, if he has one black friend, it makes him not a racist. I don't understand why this logic you guys keep trying to shove down my throat by saying, "Oh, you have one black friend." You know, I got one black friend myself, maybe more than that, but I got one I can name right off the top of my head. Does that make me racist because I only have one black friend?
No.
Obviously, I'm not racist, but it's crazy that people can't say this guy employs black people. He's friends with black people. Was awarded a fucking award from black people for black people.
But when you have a quote from his lawyer, it says they were driving through downtown Chicago in
okay, so we
neighborhood.
do have a quote from his lawyer, but can we also agree that he lied to Congress before, and we need to wash things that he says? We can't just go he lied once, but then he didn't. Now we have to take his word on the second one. We should still assume he's lying because he has lied to Congress before.
So we should subpoena what's his name, Mark Berman or Mark
what's his name
from
for the nigger tape.
Apprentice. Yeah, for the tape where he said
I've got you on tape, but I'm not going to ever use it. But guarantee you, you want to be president, I will.
I said
don't you think that if there was a nigger tape by now, that it would come out 3 years in his presidency? Don't you think if there was an N-word tape, I don't even know why I have to say N-word anymore because I've said it like 10 times already. But don't you think it would be out already? All the cards are on the table by now.
No,
they don't have an Edward tape.
I don't know. I think that if there is one, then it's going to be used to maybe stop the next election. It's going to come out like in October surprise.
Yeah, it's got to definitely be an October surprise. October shit.
I've heard over and over that the P tape is not real, and so I'm no longer worried about that.
Should have never been worried about it.
I mean, I wanted it to be real.
Of course, because that's what we talked about like 3 episodes ago. You guys are so desperate to hate or find some shit on this fucking amazing man.
And that's why I love that quote that we were playing from Cohen, where he was talking about how
he's a shady,
how much he hates his son.
I hate him. His son
I love
is a piece of shit.
That is why, that's why.
No. I'll tell you why.
All your
remember Billy Madison, that his dad's company had a guy that was so fucking like thought he was going to be the one to take over, but he has this idiot son that will obviously take over, but that guy was a fucking dick, right?
Right.
And had to fight him all the way, and then ended up being Donald Jr. that wins anyway because family always wins. Isn't that something like a Cohen thing? He hated the fucking the son because the son gets to waltz in and have all this privilege while I worked my ass off trying to pay off all these hookers for him.
What I picked up from the testimony
all right, boys.
What I picked up from the Cohen testimony was that we had. I saw it was more apparent than ever that Cohen has a crush on Melania. He
treats her like shit, and I'm over here like I would like a piece of that. But she makes me.
Mr. Trump would make me lie to Melania way too many times for my convenience or comfort zone.
I'm Melania. Hey, Michael Cohen, why aren't you going over there? That's more of like Sofia Garza. That's my Melania. Dude, my impressions all go to Mexican for some reason because I grew up in L.A.
I hear you. So, but look.
Mr. Michael.
What is it, Melania?
Where has Donald been all night? Where has Donald been?
Melania, I can tell you with all certainty.
He's fucking that girl again, right?
Mr. Trump.
Why you call him Mr. Trump?
He was working all night at the golf course on a new design.
Working on what? What's he working on?
New holes. We were putting in some new holes.
New holes? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about the
new holes.
We're trying.
Piece of shit, motherfucker.
We're trying to get the average down under 69.
No. I don't care, Michael Cohen. I want half now. I want half.
You understand that you signed a prenup which allows us to behead you, much like...
And scene. All right, thank you, Michael Cohen and Melania. All right, you guys. Where are we at on this? So, yeah, pretty much I talked about AOC.
Okay, wait. Give me a little bit more of
Let's
his
listen to some
CPAC.
more of this CPAC
So,
stuff.
now, this is a 2-hour deranged speech.
Deranged, wow. What an adjective to throw in
I mean,
there.
he's amongst his family right
Fuck
now.
yeah,
so
dude.
he is the most comfortable he could ever be.
Everybody's cracking up. Sides are splitting. He's
hear it.
hilarious.
Let's hear it.
How are you? Trains to Hawaii. How do you get to Europe? We haven't figured that one out yet. We don't use airplanes anymore. Is doing well, except, of course, for the never-Trumpers. But they are on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You don't get rich by sitting behind a desk, so I didn't want to do that. And I'm in the White House, and I was lonely. I said, let's go to Iraq.
Let's
Okay,
go to
John,
Iraq, everyone. I'm
no
drunk.
basket. Sir, we can have it totally finished in 1 week. I said, 1 week? And yet I see senators that are there for 20 years. White hair. See, I don't have white hair. Yes, I agree with this. This speech should have been delivered 1 year from now, not now, damn it. Because they're going to get together. They're going to say, you know, this guy's really laying for us. I should have saved the Pocahontas thing for another year. Instead, we believe
Okay, stop.
in free speech.
So I was going to ask you, since he brought this all up. So we've got a whole slew of new candidates. Every single one of them that are viable will have a nickname. Let's come up with some names right now. We've got Corey. I think he already has one. It's Spartacus, because he said that thing where he called out Kavanaugh, and he says, "This is my Spartacus moment." Like, oh, you're the big tough gladiator.
Oh, was he the one that did? I'm maybe risking my security clearance or blah blah blah, and I'm gonna release these documents. Is that the guy?
You know what? I think that is the guy.
But that was a stunt because they had already been released. Yeah, so
That's
But-
right.
but that was his Spartacus
That was
moment?
his
That's how he
Spartacus
got
moment.
the name?
So he's going to be called Spartacus. We got Spartacus over there, who's from New Jersey. Terrible place. Terrible. Thinks he can run the country, and he can't even run his own fucking city. It's just fucking true, by the way. So we got Kamala Harris.
He doesn't run the city. He's a senator.
Well, he was a mayor before that, which he did run the city and did a terrible job, by the way.
Did he shut down the bridge?
I don't know. What do you think? I'm a fucking New Jersey historian, motherfucker? I'm telling you, he did a terrible job. Oh.
Get that out.
Hickory dickory dock.
The
Oh.
mouse went up the clock.
Okay, so. Oh, no, I'm not done here. Go down to this. So, you know what's going on here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What did she do?
I'm going back to her. She hasn't even been in office more than a fucking fortnight.
Yeah,
And
and
we've
she's
got
making waves.
And well, she says a lot of stuff. But you know
Also-
who's checking up on her is the very right-leaning Politico.
Okay.
Which they're
What'd they find? Nothing.
actually PolitiFact. Let's go into the
So they're doing some fact checking on
all
her?
statements by Alexandria Ocasio-Chavez. 70% of Americans believe in improved and expanded Medicare for all. It's half true. Only half the country thinks that's good. But she says 70%. It's a fucking liar. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm going to tell you this again. She's a left-wing Trump. Now, she doesn't say she's not what the right wing, but imagine if Trump was on the left. He'd say this kind of thing. What's that? I can't.
What are
read
you
that.
reading? You're reading all her lies?
Not all of them. We'll
Why
get
can't I
good
read
ones.
that?
Let's see. $21 trillion. $21 trillion in Pentagon accounting errors. Medicare for all cost $32 trillion. That means 66 of Medicare for all could have been funded already by the Pentagon. Absolutely false. And that's her misunderstanding the data, which is a big part of this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, who's to blame here? The statisticians. Like, everybody, what is it? Shakespeare said, kill all the lawyers. I say, let's reprimand all the statisticians because, listen.
Because everyone has their own stats on everything?
Let's talk real quick about something. The only positive thing that you're going to hear me say about Trump is that his circus is so distracting that it allowed for the first substantial gun legislation to be passed this past week under the cover of his cloud of crazy bullshit. So, no, I'm talking about universal background checks
Oh,
for all sales.
He's going to veto that, actually. Did he veto it?
He's talking about it.
He's going to veto
if
that.
it passes the Senate, he's talking about vetoing it.
You know that
Now,
that's so unconstitutional. I mean, it's so stupid.
Why is it unconstitutional? If I'm crazy, if I am certifiably crazy, if I'm a felon, if I'm legally not allowed to own a gun, and you are going to sell it to me, that should be illegal. You should not be able to sell that gun to me.
How is that not
Now,
illegal
how
already?
are
No.
you
How
going
is that not illegal already? I can't just give my gun to someone that doesn't can't own a gun.
There's no registration of a shotgun.
You know that
So
registration.
you could
there
just
is registration
hand
for
it-
shot.
No, you buy a shotgun. There's no registration. You buy a rifle. There's no
Well,
registration.
right. There's no registration
you buy a
for the
handgun. There's registration.
But
So you
the
have to
serial
tr-
numbers
you
come
have
back.
To, you
the
have
serial numbers will come back
on
to,
a purchase. Yeah, but you.
No. You don't understand. So there's serial numbers on every single item of those guns.
Yeah.
It will come back to the store. It's not going
No.
to come back to an individual. It's going to come back to the store that says, "Well, I sold it to this guy."
5
that guy
years ago, we
doesn't
have-
matter.
we have
it's
no
going to be
records
let's say I'm the guy that sold it to you. They're going to be looking at me, and guess who's responsible? This guy for the crazy guy that shot up a bunch
No,
of people
'cause
with the
all
gun
you
I
have
sold
to
them.
do is say-
It's already illegal, dude.
Well,
And let me ask you a question. Do you think that criminals already follow the laws, that they're going to just like go, oh, well, you know what? They made this universal background check. I guess I'm not going to buy any more guns illegally. What this is doing is putting restrictions on people that already don't break the law. It's crazy that the people that break the law because they don't care about the law. So why fucking do it to us?
Don't you tell
Tell
me what I'm gonna do as a criminal.
By the way,
okay?
do you own a gun?
No.
Then you have no say in this. Just like women say
okay,
men
but
have no
listen,
say in this
okay,
shit.
I do own. I did own.
You're a felon. You
many
cannot
guns.
own a gun.
I had to transfer my ownership of guns to somebody else. So, do I have them?
My gun,
No.
my choice.
Is there a chance that I might be able to get them back? Possibly. Is it possible that the police stole some of my guns? Yes,
So
most
totally
certainly.
possible.
They stole my guns. They weren't even on the list of stuff that they had confiscated from my place. Do I take that out on the police? Do I have a grudge? No. They were just doing their jobs. They're the real heroes.
One thing I can definitely tell you about that I didn't like about the Trump summit is when he had to talk about
Which Trump
warm
summit?
beer.
At CPAC?
No, this recent
Or-
one. That wasn't a summit. We're
when
talking about the
he's-
Vietnam summit
he's
with
in Vietnam.
Kim
Yeah.
Jong. He said something about that
He-
prisoner that came back in a coma and died. His name was Warm Beer.
Warm beer.
Which I remember because his name is fucking Warm Beer. No one likes warm beer, but he keeps saying that I love warm beer. I love warm beer.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
So what do you think? What do you think? You think?
Well,
think
okay,
he should
so
believe,
he did say something
Should he
at
believe Kim Jong Un over our national security experts?
No, he shouldn't. And let me tell you one thing. He did say something at CPAC in addressing this because he did get a lot of backlash because he did say, I'm going to take President
I love the
Kim
warm
Jong's.
beards.
He said he'll take his word for it, that he thinks that he wasn't treated bad, and that Kim Jong didn't know anything about it, and he feels bad about it. That's terrible. An American citizen, you're not backing him up at any cost for a dictator. Now, I get it. You're probably just stroking the fucker's ego, and I've been saying this to everyone that's like, why does he got to say nice things to a dictator? I'm like, bro, this is negotiating.
Yeah.
But you know
well,
what?
He's
You don't
failing.
have to.
He's failing at it.
How is he failing at it?
He's failing at it because
he walked away.
He's losing the support of the country that he's supposed to be working for.
I don't think you understand how negotiating goes, but that's what he's doing there.
Listen. I have bought so many cars in my life, and you know what I've never done?
Paid full price
I've
for 'em.
never given a hand job to the guy that was selling me
Okay,
the
fair enough.
the
You
car.
do know negotiating. So you should know that walking away is not a bad thing or failing.
I've done it. I've done it many times.
Then you know that what he did is not failing.
But going into a deal without a plan, which is exactly what happened this past week.
I can
He
agree.
scheduled this summit just to coincide with the Cohen thing, and
I
he
don't agree
thought-
with that, but I do
he thought
agree
it was
with the
gonna
other
rise
stuff.
up,
No.
rise above the. We're gonna rise above the cream. We're gonna be the chaff. Is there chaff on cream? The
Robert
We're gonna be
Kraft
the
on
cream,
top.
the cream chaff, the chaffy cream.
Here's
And we're
another
gonna just-
Alexandria
yeah.
Momo Cortez quote that's pants on fire. Goes, unemployment is low because everyone has like 2 jobs. Unemployment is low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and can barely feed their family.
Okay. So the truth is behind the unemployment numbers, The reason why they're so low
Because
is
Trump,
because,
baby!
No, is because we've got a larger segment of our population that is older, 65. Once they are over 65, they drop off the unemployment rolls. You understand how that works? Every year, a whole crop of unemployed people disappear into the we don't have to classify them as unemployed anymore because they are retirement age. So they're collecting they're eligible for Social Security. So
you don't think they account for that in
they
the statistics?
Do not account for people that are collecting Social Security in the unemployment.
Here's another thing that you're going to love that she said here. There's a lot of people concerned about being precisely, factually, and semantically correct than about being morally right. And that's the worst one. Because people are more concerned about being factually correct than being morally right. Doesn't that sound absolutely fucking bonkers?
Yeah.
She's only been in office for a month, and she's saying she's got tons of, I'm not going to say tons, but at least 10, 20 fucking false statements in only a month of being in office.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. We do this show once a week.
Yeah.
And I could take so many terrible clips of you
from
do just
you, baby.
these,
I could do you too,
these
baby.
2 hours or 1 hour that we do this show.
Terrible clips like me
are
saying
you
the N-word?
blackmailing me? Are you blackmailing me like Trump did to
Basically, don't do anything.
What's his name?
You
from
say
Amazon?
a word. You say a fucking word, Jimmy. I'm gonna fucking put you on the soundboard. Don't fucking try me. I'm Trump, and it's a very difficult situation.
It is a difficult situation.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
Actually,
You piece
all
of
right, we
shit.
should end the show here because we've gone pretty far.
Wait,
but
wait,
we should talk about Joe Rogan and
play the clip. Play the potty clip. Why Trump can't poop.
Oh yeah, play that child one. That's gonna play us out. In the meantime, thank you guys for joining us. Jimmy, the Orange Man Bad, is here.
Orange Man is bad.
We got Brendan the Hardhead Mitchell on.
A lot of impressions today.
That's right. Thank you for joining us.
Is it bad because he doesn't drink water?
Yeah, because maybe he just ate banana, but maybe he just ate one banana, just bananas, and then the banana just a little bit helped to make the poop feel he has to poop.
But he doesn't poop?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just feels the poop all the time.
And the poop never comes out?
Yeah.
And that's why he's angry.
Maybe he doesn't have a butthole, maybe. Maybe something is covering his butthole. Maybe this with some tape, maybe. Maybe a flower stuck.
So he's backed up.
Or a tractor hippo is stuck to his butt. Maybe a music box is stuck to his butt. Maybe a jacket is stuck to his butt. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
But let me ask you a question. Who has better hair, Trump or Obama?
Obama.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, who's Obama?